I remember when my mom went to go back to work as an unemployment compensation staff person, trying to help find uh, people who were getting laid off when the steel industry was in decline. And she was really down about it because she grew up here. And Beaver County had a 26% unemployment rate back then. Josh, you're way too young for that. Jim probably is too. But I remember it growing. My good friend, I remember growing up and thinking the main thing we have to do is make sure that there is an environment that allows us to grow jobs. And this is the example of it right behind us. And it's a number of people that we have to thank. First of all, we got the tax credits done. We did those under Governor Corbett, and those tax credits were very important to incenting Shell to, this is the largest construction site in North America, perhaps the world. Largest construction site, the third and fifth highest cranes. But first of all, we had to get that work done. We did that, Jim. You, me, many of our colleagues, 144 votes. It was a bipartisan vote, but we led that as Republicans, and I was majority leader at the time. And that was signed into law by Governor Corbett. They took a zinc site down here. I think they had to go 100 feet deep to clean off this site, abandoned manufacturing site, brownfield site, to begin the construction of this site. Now, it couldn't happen if we didn't have natural gas. Couldn't happen if we didn't have an incentive, because we're competing in particular with Ohio and West Virginia, let alone Texas, Louisiana, North Dakota, Canada. And we needed a workforce that was ready and willing and wanted to be part of the construction of this site and the permanent jobs that are going to be there. It'll be about 7,000 construction jobs at its peak this summer, and it'll be 600 permanent jobs, and there will be other, what we envision is other manufacturing opportunities, other facilities on our brownfield sites, on our abandoned manufacturing sites, to create family-sustaining wages for Pennsylvania citizens. We want to take it to another level. That's what we're talking about with Energize PA. We want to take it to another level, folks. And we can't do it if we don't have a team. Chamber of Commerce, both locally and statewide, were always supportive of this too. They came together with the trades and public officials to move this forward, and we're here to do it again. That's the whole thing we want to do. We want to do it again. And Josh is leading one of those important pieces of legislation we're proposing. He thinks we ought to have these keystone energy zones, whereby if you take an abandoned site, you got to take an abandoned site. It's got to be a brownfield site. If you take that site, you can get tax abatement for a number of years going forward. If you take that site and you reclaim it and you put a manufacturing facility that's either fueled by natural gas and or will use a natural gas byproduct in making what product you're going to use. So, this Shell plant, and I have to give credit to Shell. Shell's making what is it, Josh, a $7 billion investment here?
Up to $7 billion, yeah.
Shell is like, state of the art in terms of making sure everything's done right. Shell is an amazing corporate citizen, I must tell you. Every interaction we've had with them has just been outstanding. And they want to hire Pennsylvania employees. They want to use Pennsylvania businesses to subcontract. They want to make sure that they're improving the education system, working with the community college of Beaver County to provide courses to bring people in to get good jobs. Right, significant investment at CCBC, really impressive. You have to have them as part of the team too. Here's the key. We want to take abandoned manufacturing sites. They're sitting all over Pennsylvania. And we want to make sure that we use those sites to put new manufacturing facilities, new petrochemical facilities. Up in the Northeast, they don't have the wet gas. Up in the Northeast, they have dry gas. They can't have a petrochemical facility, but they could have methanol, they could have urea, they could have an ammonia facility. We would like to have similar incentives on their brownfield sites so that they see these family-sustaining jobs, that it's not just in one corner of Pennsylvania. We love Philadelphia, and we love Pittsburgh, and the education sector, the medical sector, the tech sector, all important. And they create many jobs, but many of those jobs are just in the urban or the near suburban areas. How do we make sure we get jobs to every corner of Pennsylvania? Up in Indiana, PA, down in Washington and Fayette counties? How do we make sure that it continues to grow in Beaver County? This program right here, Energize PA, working with our employers, trying to get other employers to come here, working with the trades, working with our educational institutions, and providing incentives to make use of the natural gas to create family-sustaining jobs.